uh, the how to dress. Everyone has their own style,
Hmm.
and so I'm not necessarily this super fashionista person, but what I advise people to do, because a lot of times people just dress to blend in, and I say dress to stand out, but not like super peacock way where you have like a
Yeah,
fluorescent suit on or something like that,
sure.
but just something, because I would also always observe people in social situations, and I would always try to think when I met people, what stood out about the people that I remembered. So when you go to an event and then you leave the event, usually when you're driving home, there's a few people that stand out from the others that you remember them. And sure, you're gonna, if you make that one connection, you'll remember that one person. But then there's other people that you still remember these other people that you
Sure.
met. And you go, huh, what stood out about them? And so I started thinking in my mind, whenever I would leave some place, I would say, oh, there's that guy that had the hat, the fedora. What was with that? What's going on? And so there's these little things that you can do that kind of trigger something in people's mind where it instead of you just blending in and you just being another forgettable exchange, it does something where it there's something that says what, and then it locks you in. So for example, I was at an event just like a few days ago, and I had a yellow belt on, and so I had like a black suit pants, white shirt, and a yellow belt, a bright yellow belt, and and people would say, "Oh, that's nice belt. I've never seen anyone with a yellow belt walking around."
Sure.
But I knew that it would, and I didn't have yellow shoes or anything. I just had black shoes. Just everything was normal, but this yellow belt. And because I knew that, people don't normally see that, and it's not some super over the top thing, but it's something that you notice where you go, I wonder what's going on with that yellow belt, and they will remember that. Another thing that I went to, I had a lapel pin that was a dragonfly, and I said,
Yep.
everyone's going to notice this, but no one's going to say anything because I know they're going to think that they're supposed to know what that is, what that's for. So they're not going to ask me about it, but they'll notice and be like, "Wonder what's up with that dragonfly."
I
And
made a note of that one specifically when we were talking about it because I remember your dragonfly at the speech there. So
yes, and yeah, nobody said anything about it, but I know that they all saw it because you couldn't not see it.
like,
And
what could that be? Like they're going home and like Googling dragonfly lapel pin or something. Sure, right.
right, what did that mean? What's up with that guy with the dragonfly?
Yep.
And so it's these little things that you can do that, and so for ladies, it could be, a pair of shoes or something like that. It's just, it could be your eyeglass frame. Sometimes people have these really wacky eyeglass frames. Are like, huh, what's going on? Were those on sale or something? What's happening with that? Or yeah, there's so many things. There's this guy that had a tucked in Hawaiian shirt. I always talk about this guy because I'm going to remember him forever. Had a tucked in Hawaiian shirt, and we weren't at a Hawaiian themed thing. No one else had a Hawaiian shirt on. Had a Hawaiian shirt, and it was tucked in. And I was thinking, I've never seen anyone do that. What's going on with that guy? And this was years ago. I'm still talking about this.
Sure.
I still know what he looks like because I saw him at a different time and he didn't have the Hawaiian shirt, but I was like, that's that Hawaiian shirt guy. That's the
Yeah, right.
Hawaiian shirt. And so, there's these little things that help people remember you, that kind of trigger something that you're like, okay, I remember that person. And so I just recommend that people do something to set yourself apart, to trigger something that helps people remember you. Sure, your personality is going to be wonderful and all that, but if you dress and have some accessory that helps set you apart, that it can be helpful. I don't know if you've taken that bit of advice and done anything like that yourself, or but you
I
surely
gotta
tell
be
yourself.
honest. Yeah, I've never really done that. I'm still kind of stuck in my ways of just trying to blend in. I like to just be the yeah, just kind of like the dressing normal, but I do remember specific people that did that. I think you and I actually, I don't know if you were there, but there was an event in Puerto Rico a couple years ago. I'm not sure if you were at that one, but there was one individual who was doing something very specific with what he was talking about. And I remember he had purple gator skin shoes on. He had a normal suit on, but he had purple gator skin shoes. And based on whatever he was talking about, which I definitely remember because it fit the personality of what he was trying to present, I always picture it. So if I seen him again, I would remember exactly what he does, and I would remember that he had the shoes, based on those things, just because it fit with his kind of thing. Because it caused kind of like the intriguing, kind of like when somebody opens for somebody at a comedy club. They
Right.
first start out as a joke, or whenever you give a speech, you start out with like some type of something funny that's relatable. It captures attention. Well, these purple gator skin shoes captivated everybody's attention. Like, what's going on here? And like, the reason why I have these is because of this. So it was really great to see that in action. And I didn't think about it until I took your course. And yeah, and now hearing it, I mean, it makes sense. It specifically makes sense. I haven't taken that advice to heart at my own events, to be honest, just because. Yeah.
Right. And you don't have to be, uh, some kind of super. Because I've been known to be a very introverted and socially awkward person, but so you don't have to be this, hey, look at me sort of thing to be able to do it. You just
Yeah.
put it on and just walk out there. So yeah, like the belt is just a belt. I have a belt. I put it on, and I want people to notice. But it also helps uh, with conversation. People can bring it up if they want, like they did. Hey, nice yellow belt, things like that,
Yep.
and it helps the flow go.